Hey guys, it's James here from eBassGuitar, and if you're interested in the circle of fifths and how to apply this in a useful way to your bass playing, please do check out this video all the way to the end. Hey guys, it's James here, and today we are going to be talking about the circle of fifths. The idea from this lesson came from a conversation in my Bass Lab Plus membership community where the guys were asking, what is the circle of fifths and how do we apply it? And it's one of those things that I've seen so many players get wrapped up in knots about, when really it's quite a relatively simple concept, and it's that concept I want to take apart because it's really important to understand and will really open up your kind of understanding of music and how chord sequences are constructed. As I said, this is a thing which can wrap people up in knots. So what I want to do is sort of just boil it down a bit. What is the circle of fifths? The circle of fifths is a system to reorder the notes that we use in music. So at the moment, we use notes like A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. Okay, ascending chromatically or by half steps all the way up to the neck. Okay, so we get this ascending. What we can do is we can reorder this. Why do we want to reorder this? If we reorder things into the circle of fifths, what we get are some brilliant musical patterns and chord sequences. Guys like Bach were using these back in the 1700s, and they've gone forward into many of the big jazz standards, the classic jazz tunes. The jazz guys use this loads, but also into classic pop tunes too, like I Will Survive. And I'm going to take that apart later in the lesson so you can actually see this in action. So the first reason we use it is for a purely musical application because it creates chord sequences which sound great. The second reason we will use it is a great framework to practice over. So rather than practicing scales going, then taking up another half step, we can practice over the circle of fifths, and practicing it over the circle of fifths is really much more musical in my opinion. It's more interesting, it sounds better. So it's another practice framework. So let's talk about the circle of fifths and how it's constructed. Let me just demonstrate a little bit of it to you first. So if we start up on a C, we are going to go up the scale and go to an F. So the first note is a C, the next one is an F. And then if we were to carry on, we'd go to a B flat. But the sort of astute you may go, well, why are you only going up 4 notes there? Which is an amazing question, and it also makes the circle of fifths, the title of the circle of fifths, a little bit confusing in itself. Some people actually call this a cycle of fourths. Okay, so if you hear circle of fifths, cycle of fourths is actually the same thing. But let me explain this one first of all. So if we go C, D, E, F like so, that is going up a fourth. But if we were to approach it from above, so go C, B, A, G, F, we'd be going down a fifth. So going up a fourth and going down a fifth is actually the same thing. Confusing, I know. It might take a little while for you to get your head around it, but it is the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this circle of fifths, but we're actually going to do it in fourths, okay? But just remember, cycle of fifths, circle of fourths, the same thing. I'm going to write it out now so you can see how this is built. So let's start off at the top with a C. Then we're going to go up a fourth again, so up 4 notes of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that takes us up to an F. Then we're going to do exactly the same thing again. Up to a B flat. Okay, and put that B flat down the octave. And then that's going to take us up to an E flat. Then do exactly the same thing again. Take us up to an A flat. And then that's going to take us up to an E flat. And then do exactly the same thing again. Do exactly the same thing again. Take us up to an F. take us up to an A flat, Okay, let's go up another fourth again. Take us up to a D flat. Do exactly the same thing again. Take us up to a G flat. So let's do exactly the same thing again. Okay, that's going to take us up to a B. And then up another fourth. Take us up to an E. And then up to an A. Up to the next fourth, which will take us up to a D. And then up another fourth, like so, which will take us to a G. And then this is where the magic happens. And that going up from the G to the C will take us right back round where we started. And there's an expression which is called going round the clock. It's a bit of a jazz expression, but people often write these out like as the clock face. So what we do, if I show you every note on here, so if we go A, you will find it there. B flat, you're going to find it up there. B, across there. And if we just carry on, we've covered every single note, all 12 of them, hence why a clock has 12 positions on there. So you will hear that expression going around the clock, and that's where it comes from. So we can either create chord sequences from it, and they're some of the most classic chord sequences around. You can see 2 5 1s in here if you know what those are, if you heard that expression. So C, F, B flat, that will be in there. We're going to take apart the I Will Survive chord sequence in just a moment, so you can see how that works. But I just want to show you first of all how to use this as a practice tool. We have a pattern which is created on the neck. So if we go C, F, then down 2 frets, B flat, E flat, then down 2 frets, A flat, D flat, then, okay, and then you can see these 2 frets, this 2 fret concept building up. So we can take this all around the neck. And this will just keep on going round and round. But we can practice scales, we can practice chords, we can practice riffs over here. So let me give you an example. I'm just going to take a really classic rock and roll riff. So you can take that all around the circle of fifths, and it's much more interesting than just practicing things in semitones, if that's what you do, or half steps. Okay, it's both are good ways to do it, but it's just an alternate way which I kind of feel is a little bit more musical. So let me talk about the chord sequence I Will Survive. This is a classic circle of fifths. Please do download the PDF and the backing track which comes with this lesson. You can hear this in action. Please just pull out the original version of this, and you'll see this exactly going on. So let me write this out for you. So the first chord of I Will Survive, the Gloria Gaynor tune, is an A minor. Then we go to a D minor. Okay, these actually have 7s on. Then we go to a G, G major 7, and then a C7, C major 7 rather, sorry. And then we go to an F, and then we go to a B minor 7 flat 5, and then we have E7 sus4, and then E, like so. And that is our chord sequence. What tends to happen when people use the circle of fifths or write songs using these chord sequences? They will never go all the way around the clock. That's actually something I've never seen. They will use segments of the clock. So they may use C, F, B flat, or they may go a little bit further. As you can see, when we've got this Gloria Gaynor, the I Will Survive, we go through 5 degrees of the clock, shall we say. So we're going to go A, D, G, C, F. So we've used those 5 there. Then what we do to bring it back round again, they break the cycle up, and then we get B, E and A to bring it back round there. So those 3 there, okay, B, E, and then to bring it back to the top there is like that. So let me show you how this chord sequence works with the Gloria Gaynor. I'm going to show you the chord changes first of all, then I'm going to put some really common bass lines to it so you can actually hear it in the context from a bass player's perspective. So we have this big starting E chord. When the band comes in, that's the A. G to the C to the F. Okay, and then the whole band comes in. A, D, G, C, F, B minor, 7 flat 5, 2 bars of E, and again. G, then you can put your favourite disco lines to it. I love that one. We'll put some more walking kind of idea. So that is how to apply the theory of the circle of fifths to an actual real world song. What I urge you to do is go and check out as many songs as possible, particularly in the jazz idiom, and look out for these chord sequences. They're all over the place. Really do take this apart, because once you get the understanding of how this concept or framework works, it really will open up your bass playing and really improve your ear too, because it will show you where chord sequences are going, because this all becomes quite predictable stuff once you know how it works. If you've enjoyed this lesson, please do like, comment or share below. I've been James from eBassGuitar.com, and I will catch you next time. Cheers for now.